Speaking of YouTube, Anna.
Yes.
Gravitas Ventures.
I know. What great news.
Anna, go there.
I mean,
right
for
now.
all of us, I don't know if it's good news for you.
No, it's great news for me. I get paid either way.
Okay.
So people
great.
can watch. You can go to Gravitas. It's called Gravitas documentary YouTube channel. And my movie, both of my first two movies, Fata Documentary and Fata Documentary 2, are now, right now, showing for free. So if you didn't want to be nickeled and dimed by me, you can now go get it for free. If $2.99 was too much of a stretch, you can now go watch them for free. I think there might be an advertisement or two that comes along the way, but that's what you get when you get something for free. You got to listen to an advertisement. But Gravitas Ventures wants me to let you guys know that. You know, those, and by the way, I think those movies are high up on the list. I don't know. Yeah, I never go check that kind of thing. I think
that they do quite well.
Oh, I know they do quite well. And here's how I know that. In case anyone thinks I'm some kind of weird charlatan who makes a shit ton of money and then takes it and I have my little money bag with the money sign on the front running to the bank. I take the money from the documentaries to make another documentary. That's how I do it. For anyone who's viewed the Mike
now
Rowe
you're doing
people,
a fourth one?
I'm working. I think at some point we're going to have to call me a documentarian.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, when do you get to start calling someone a documentarian?
Now.
Okay, folks.
I'm calling you that. Vinnie, the documentarian Tortorich.
Okay, I think that's what everyone should start addressing me as, Vinnie, the documentarian Tortorich. But
documentarian.
For the people.
He's got a case of documentaria.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
It can be cleared up. You know, they say you could take quercetin or you could take, never mind. I was going to get into a whole.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No. Okay. So here's the deal. For the people that, the Robies and all the new people that come in, and by Monday, I might have a lot more new people because is that past the 21st? Where are we next Monday? Because there might be a bunch of new people coming in.
Next Monday, is the 21st.
Yeah, that's when.
No, I'm sorry. This is the 21st. Next Monday is the 28th.
No. So when this show comes out, I think it's the same day that my PragerU drops. So we may have a bunch of new people seeking out.
I feel like then we should make sure that we explain NSNG or at least give people resources.
You know what, Anna? You know what I think? And I'm leaving this up to you. I think.
I love it. I love the power. I'm power hungry.
You should be. All right. So I think maybe you should come in on Wednesday and you and I do a special show, or Friday. So maybe we should do a special Wednesday or Friday show where we do a little 101 where we explain to all the new people. You think we should do it for the Wednesday, right?
I think Wednesday.
Okay. So, Anna, we have another show to record this week.
Yeah, we do.
But I think it's important. I think
it is.
And it should be you and me because you're the OG.
I'm the OG of the VT.
Yeah. So that's coming out on the 21st. So Anna and I, we're going to do a show to do a little 101 for anyone who's looking for me and what we're all about. Other than that, where was I heading with this?
Seasickness, Thanksgiving.
No.
And the question I have
the people that when I did the first documentary, a large portion of the money was people, we crowdfunded it. I was trying to get $150,000. We got more like $220,000. And it took all of that. Plus I had to go to my bank account. I had to sell stocks. I had to do a bunch of things to finish it.
Yeah.
And I always said that if the money came back, meaning if all the money came back, plus I was made whole again at the bank, and I would maybe do a second documentary. Well, as fate would have it, the money came back plus, which is unusual for a documentary. And I
And
felt
then what
like
did you do with it?
I felt like that money wasn't mine to keep.
You didn't roll in it like is it Scrooge McDuck?
Okay,
He
I'll
rolls in his
I'll tell you what I
pile of
did.
gold,
I went to the bank
his
and I
gold
told
coffers.
them to give me a few $100s in hundies. And I came
Mhm.
home and I threw them on the bed, and Serena and I got naked and rolled around in them and made mad.
In $300.
Yeah, actually, it was a bunch of onesies. And
We
yeah,
made love in a pile of dirty ones.
yeah, we did. And then yeah, one was stuck in her ass crack. I pulled it out and I sold it on the internet. Millions of dollars. This is Bond Girl.
And that's what funded the second movie.
The second movie. Bond Girl ass on a $1 bill. It was bought by some Asian guy in Japan because that's what they do. They're into the weird stuff. And I used that I used all the money that I made on one to fund, the second one.
Right.
Now the second one,
rolled it right in.
rolled it right in. The second one didn't cost me as much to do because I didn't have to have a full crew and everything. But when you start editing stuff down and you have editors involved, Anna, you know this, editors.
Post-production is so expensive. You got to sound mix. You have to sound. No, it's sound color, editing and mixing.
And color
correction.
Sound correction, on and on and on.
It's so much.
It never ends.
Yeah.
So, you do these on Avids and the whole thing. It's just a whole thing. So it is still expensive, but wasn't as expensive as the first movie. So I took that and I rolled it in and I said, okay, this money's gone forever, but at least I have 2 documentaries out there. Well, as fate would have it, the money came back again. And again, I feel like it's not my money.
Right.
People put this up. Now, look, when you crowdfund something, folks, what you need to understand is that I could have taken that money and booked a cruise and never made a movie.
I mean,
there is nothing that says that you have to use that money for a movie when someone gives it to you. I went a step further. Not only did I use it and make a great movie that everyone seems to love, I mean, it's still selling like hotcakes, the first one. I was able to make a second one using that same money. Right. Assume the money was gone while the first movie was still making money. So now I'm building a little documentary empire. Even though you don't get rich on documentaries, that money is in its own place, right? I did a third documentary.
Beyond Impossible.
Beyond Impossible. Look, Anna, you see my face. I'm as shocked as anyone when it comes to any of this. But the third documentary started kicking ass, and it's still kicking ass.
Yep, and it should kick ass.
According to Dr. Drew, Dr. Drew wrote to me. I didn't even know he had seen it yet. He sent me a text. Drew doesn't email you. He sends you text. Mm-hmm. And he said,
don't most people just send texts?
I guess. But when Drew and I talk, it's either a text or a phone call.
Right.
We don't email.
Right.
Oddly enough, his wife will email with me.
Oh, interesting. I text his wife.
She and I are on email basis. But
I text about food.
Whenever I see a text from Drew, I open it immediately because sometimes he wants to call me during a show to give him information that he wants to talk about. I see Drew coming in, so I clicked on it immediately. I do that with the Carolla people too. Sometimes they'll text me in the middle of a show to get a clarification of something. Right. And so I see Drew. He goes, "Hey man, Susan and I watched Beyond Impossible last night. Your best work to date." And apparently everyone else felt like Drew because the money came back again.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Yeah. I love all of your movies equally.
Well, I like one more than others, but it's a Sophie's choice, and I won't tell you which one. So now the money came back again, and there was an idea. Anna knows what the idea is. I'm not talking about it yet. And I've been writing it. I've been working on it. I've called.
I'm texting you what I think it is.
Okay.
Because I can't hold it up on camera anymore. Yeah. Because I busted myself one time. Yeah. And now I have to be extra careful because we don't have the same editing capabilities that we used to.
No, we don't.
Okay. I'm texting you right now.
Okay. Hasn't come through yet, folks. I got my phone in my hand here, just like a millennial. And oh, there it is. Yes. Yeah.
That's what I thought. That's going to be so good.
You know what? I kind of like that as a title because I haven't come up with a title yet.
Oh.
You want me to tell you what I'm thinking of?
No, I thought you said you weren't going to say the topic.
I'm not. I'm gonna write it to you.
Oh, you guys, you don't know what we're saying. The audience hates us right now.
Yeah.
Because they want to know what we're talking about. All right. He's texting right now. He can't talk and text at the same time.
I can't.
All right. It's coming. It's coming.
Here it is. I feel like two kids that sit next to each other on the couch.
Yeah, exactly. Or like when I would sit in church with a friend and then you write notes on the bulletin instead of listening to the minister, who was my mom. My mom was the minister. So I was like, I'm not paying attention.
I get to hear this bitch at home. So Anna, did you see what I want the movie to be called?
Yeah.
It's going to be something like that.
Yeah, that's great.
Been writing it, been working on it for a while. Started calling some of the old crew. Actually, I wasn't going to do it. One of the old crew called me and he goes, hey man, I just want you to know, love the idea. And, are you serious about it? And I was like, nah, I don't know. He was like, this idea beats the crap out of the last one. You do, if you do it right, this one will kick ass on the last one. I was like, I can't keep kicking ass. At some point, I'm not a documentarian. I don't know how to do this.
Someone's bringing me food. Oh. I love that you're doing it. Hold on.
All right. Anna's getting food. We're going to see what she gets. Wait, who is that, Anna? Who?
It's Tori. Say hi to Tori.
Hey, Tori. I haven't seen Tori in so long. How you doing, Pumpkin?
He says, how you doing? Good. She says, good.
Yeah. What's Tori doing at your house?
We're cookbook writing. I have a book, January 15th. I have 100 recipes due to the publisher, and this is one of them. You want to see it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Whoops.
Oh, nice.
I almost stabbed myself in the face.
So, Tori.
Saltimbocca. We made it earlier, and I said, can you warm me up a plate because I'm starving?
Oh, my God.
You know saltimbocca, right? It's the chicken with the prosciutto and the sage leaves, and it has a butter. And now I don't do white wine. I don't do wine in the recipes.
Right.
Because here's the deal. I know you said that the sugar and the alcohol cooks off, but I'm like, why add more just in case? And plus, there's some people out there who try not to do any alcohol. So I have a way of doing both red wine and white wine using, balsamic or white wine vinegar and chicken broth. And so I did that. And so it's basically like a beurre blanc.
Yeah.
So
what
covered in butter,
is,
basically.
You don't have to bring sand to the beach. It's, why do that?
So anyway, so he loves the idea. I'm going to eat my chicken and mute myself.
Yeah. And we started talking. We just started talking about the whole idea. And, my idea is I want to keep educating people, not just about low carb and NSNG, just like the last movie wasn't about low carb or NSNG. It was saying, look, everybody with these, Impossible Burgers, all the fast food restaurants seem to be getting in on it. It was being talked about. They were doing 3 levels of financing. They were doing 3 levels of money takes through, stocks and what have you. Go on, Anna.
What did we say last week? We said EFFF, eat flippin' fresh food.
Eat fucking fresh food, right?
Not beyond impossible.
No.
Eat the chicken, the prosciutto, and the sage out of the garden.
It's real food. It's real food.
I just spit out chicken. I got excited.
Anna is so talented. She can eat and talk.
By the way, yesterday I was doing a demo in my local grocery store, handing out sauce samples. Every now and then a plant-based person or a vegan person comes up, and this guy came up. He goes, "Oh, I'm vegan. I would love to try. What can I try?" And we weren't. Everything had either cream or I'd made taco meat, with the taco seasoning. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have anything." But the marinara and the puttanesca are the 2 plant-based ones, and we were talking about them. And I was like, he's like, how do you eat it? And I was like, well, I put it on vegetables. If you're doing plant-based, you can definitely put it on vegetables. If you eat pasta, you can have pasta. I don't eat pasta, but. And I was like, you could do the taco seasoning, I guess, on Beyond Meat. And he goes, I don't eat that junk. And I was like, good. I was like, good for you.
You know what you should do, Anna?
He goes, it's trash. I was like, oh, I know. You don't have to tell me.
Anna?
And then I go, you need to watch my friend's Beyond Impossible documentary. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, but you are a vegan. I don't know if that's a conflict. I don't know if that's,
You
I
know,
don't know.
vegan.
But I love that he said
Anna,
that.
I'm glad that you brought that up.
Yeah.
I've had more phone calls, consults with people who were vegans who stopped being vegans after watching Beyond Impossible. And of course, when people call me, I end up interviewing them. And it's like, well, what was it in the movie that made you stop? And it was always, well, no, I can't say always because that would be a lie. Some of them will say, I thought I was saving animals. But when I saw Lear Keith, who said, in order to eat something has to die, and watching the guy pulling animals out of the gears of the combine, dead animals, and on and on and on. And he said right at the end, where they're out there with night vision and tactical gear, and they're just shooting defenseless animals so that they don't eat the soybean crops. I've had tons of people say, the reason I became a vegan was not because I thought I was being healthier. I thought I was saving the planet. I thought I was saving animals. I had no idea because they never tell you this when you go into veganism. There's no one there saying, look, animals are going to die. They're saying, no, you're not going to ever kill any defenseless animals, which is a complete lie. And of course, the vegans try to downplay it and say, well, at least we don't kill animals, knowingly. No, when you put a combine in the field, the one thing you need to know is that animals will die that day. Snakes will die. Rats will die. Mice will die. Frogs will die. Go down the list. Rabbits. Everything will die. Everything that lives in that soybean field will die. Trust me. And it's like, well, we're not intentionally killing them and enjoying their flesh. Okay. You know what? Stop being an effing douchebag. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I just can't do it. So, more vegans, and then other vegans will tell me, I stopped being a vegan because I literally thought that I was eating something that was better for me. And then when I saw the process that everything has to go through, and it starts off in China and this and that, and they bring it here, and I thought I was saving the atmosphere. And when I realized that wasn't true, folks, I don't do propaganda movies. I just put the stuff out there and tell the truth. Go on, Anna.
So, I live in cattle country now.
I do.
And I met this guy named Jim from Los Cumbres ranch.
Right.
And he's the head rancher.
Right.
And he said something about, being the rancher, and he has a particular kind of breed of cow from South Africa that for grass-fed has even lower marbled fat and just naturally. Anyway, we were talking about and I said, great. And he goes, we're actually only available to chefs. And because I was at a very specialty grocery store up here that has a lot of cool cattle from ranchers in the area. And I was like, when are you going to make it available here? Because I want to make that beef.
Sure.
And he's like, not for at least 6 months or whatever, but we're growing the breeds. What is it called? The broods, flocks. What is it called? A bunch of cows.
Well,
herd.
You call it a herd. Yeah.
We're in the herd. And he said about misconceptions and this, that, and the other thing. We got to talking. And I said, don't talk to me about the cow farts. I don't want to hear about the cow farts because it's all BS. He goes, no. They just came out this week. And I need to find this because I want to know that Jim from La Cumbre Ranch, I want to know what he's talking about. They did the study. And by the way, I guess I promoted your movie twice yesterday. I promote your movies a lot, but twice yesterday at the demo, once to a vegan and once to a cattle rancher. So, it takes all kinds, and he said, no. They actually just came out this week with a brand new map of the US where all of the methane gas is coming from. And it's literally 95% is coming from the fossil fuel factories. It was like a very obvious. And this I want to find. I'm not saying that just because some rancher told me at the grocery store this is true. I do want to find it, but I did laugh, and I was like, you need to see my friend's video, movie Beyond Impossible. And he's like, oh, that sounds great. So anyway,
you can say movie, but some people call it a film.
Oh God.
So at any rate, yeah. You made me think of something else that I might want to play at the end instead of Alice's Restaurant. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm just out there just trying to spew the truth, and people think I have an agenda. I don't have an agenda. I don't care if anyone, I'm lying. I do have an agenda. I want to see Americans get healthy. I do. I'm sorry, guilty. I'm guilty. I don't think Lizzo is healthy. There, I said it. I think she's a great talent. I think she's a beautiful young woman, but I don't think pushing Lizzo into the forefront saying, this is what healthy looks like, that's not healthy. I always run the Special K. I did an Instagram on the Special K thing. Did you see my Instagram on that, Anna?
Yes.
I did a thing where I played the commercial, and then I talked about it. I said, look, back in the 1980s, when that commercial ran, the Special K ad was, if you can pinch an inch, you're too fat. Can you imagine today? We have people 50 pounds overweight, and we're calling them sporty and athletic and everything else. It's just crazy what we're doing. And, we're in bizarro world. I saw a thing just a couple of weeks ago where I want to say it's American Airline or is one of them, and I can't remember which one of their planes, but they now have to start skip a seat. And it's not because people are pouring over into the next seat. The planes are now 6,000 pounds over capacity because of the weight of the passengers. So the only way around that is to do skip a seat. So I can't.
Well, and also people, their bags too, right? Though,
here's what they said. In the summertime, it's an extra 4,000 pounds. In the wintertime, it's an extra 6,500 pounds because you have to allot for extra coats and everything else, right? But these planes were not meant when they figured the average weight of a person. I talked about this in my book 11 years ago. They had to redredge the It's a Small World ride at Disneyland or Disney World, whichever one's in California, because when they built that ride in 1950 some odd, it was X amount of water because the little boats wouldn't sink so much, but the boats were getting stuck every day because Americans have gained that much weight that we were getting stuck in the Small World ride. Well, that was the problem 10 years ago when I wrote Fitness Confidential. Now we're in a situation where we have airplanes that we can't fill to capacity because it's not just about your elbow room because there's a heavy person next to you. It's because these planes were never designed to carry that amount of weight. Can you imagine?
I mean, I like it because I feel like I don't care who's sitting next to me. I feel like my knees are too close to the row in front of me. So if they're going to give us a little more knee room, I'm happy about that. They're not doing that.
I'm
not tall.
No, they're not doing that.
I'm 5'5" and my knees hurt.
They're keeping the planes the same. They're just not going to fill them up. I can't. I wish you could find that article. What they're doing. I
thought they were going to move a chair back like a few inches.
No. This is one aircraft. I wish you could look it up. Whether I don't know if it's an Airbus or this. Okay.
Use your words.
Okay. Let's say you have 300 people on the plane.
Okay.
That's
it's like a 3 and 3, right? It's like a 3 and 3
or whatever
down the middle.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
They can't have 300 people on the plane anymore because it puts the plane overweight. They can only have like 250. So they're doing a thing where they're going to keep all the middle rows empty, or X number of seats, checkerboard are going to have to be empty on the plane. On certain models, not all planes yet, but it's getting there. It's already happened on one model, and they're going to have to do it for several other models as we continue to get fatter as a nation.
Is there a scale on the plane? Like they know how much it weighs when they put all the stuff on it?
Yes, they know how much the plane.
Isn't that fascinating?
They have to know.
A plane is also a scale.
They have to know.
What?
Anna, when I go to
they do have to know because they have to know how long that it takes them with the drag and the weather and to get up in the air. That was the whole thing when we were grounded in Burbank for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Was because they got really hot and then they weren't going to boot people off the plane. So we had to wait until the sun went down in order to take off because Burbank runway is so short.
Yeah.
So that's always crazy to me that like they have to know exactly how much it weighs.
They have to know how. Look, it's like
plane is a scale.
Yeah, they have. Okay. Well, no, they know these planes weigh. They have to know.
But it's not like a plane is driving over like a big truck scale like it does at the truck stop. It's like somehow they have to know how much it weighs when they load all the stuff up.
I think it is. I think
the plane is the scale.
No, I think I don't know how they do it. Look,
somebody who works in aviation, please write to us. I want to know how they weigh it.
How they know. Because here's what I do know, Anna. When I go to the dump here, when you drive in, you drive onto a scale and they weigh your car.
Right.
Or your truck, whatever you're in.
And then they weigh your car again.
Past, and on the way out, they weigh your car again. And they decide how much.
Well, maybe they do. Maybe we drive over a scale this whole time, and I never knew that. Am I stupid? I never thought.
I'm guessing that's how they know. The
I'm just saying, my entire 50 years on this planet, I've taken it for granted that they know how much a plane weighs. Because like when you go on the smaller planes, you have to put your weight, and they weigh your luggage.
Anna, you know what? Figure it out. Look it up right now while I'm doing this.
No, I want somebody in aviation to explain it like a smart person.
Look it up. Wow.
Am I literally Googling how much does
Google how do they know how much a commercial airline?
How much a commercial
While Anna's doing that, folks,
weighs.
I need to tell you guys about this. Villa Capelli olive oil is the longest running sponsor of the show. People ask me all the time, Vinny, are you just saying Villa Capelli because they pay you? And it's like, no, we were talking about Villa Capelli.
Yes, wait, no.
Well, yeah, I do. Because wait, no. Look, Anna, we were talking about Villa Capelli before they paid us a dime because it was the best olive oil either one of these wops ever put in our mouths.
We love it so much.
We had to have it. And then Paul Capelli figured out that we were selling a lot of products for his company. God rest his soul. Now his husband, Stephen Crutchfield, is still running the company over in Italy. This is the real stuff, folks. In the United States, you're allowed to cut oil up to 40% and still call it 100% pure
with
olive
cheap oil that makes you sick, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, it does. Inflammation galore.
The bad oils are cottonseed, canola, soybean oil, rapeseed, which is also canola oil, sunflower and safflower.
Yeah. Did you say soybean oil?
It did. Soybean oil. Okay. Yep. And what they do.
Oh, wait. She left one out, folks. Corn oil.
Oh, and corn oil. 7 of them. So what they do is they put in the olive oil, they cut the olive oil with a cheaper oil so that they don't have to give you as much olive oil. Then if it smells rancid or flabby, because oil goes bad quickly, it can turn rancid. And if it smells nasty, they'll put a deodorizer in it, a chemical. That's, again, all legal. And then if it doesn't quite look like olive oil, they can put a colorant, a chlorophyll. They can put, which actually I'd rather have chlorophyll than the other chemicals that they put in, because at least you're eating a plant substance. I don't know.
Chlorophyll is actually healthy for you, but
So, but they can bastardize the oil in order to make a buck. And when I found this out, I was so shocked that I was like, they tamper with our food system. They do, you guys.
Just like Anna worries about what happens on a plane. She also didn't know what happens in her food, but Villa Capelli does it right. You want to save 10%, put in promo code Vinnie, VINNIE, 10% off every single time. Vinnie, VINNIE at Villa Capelli, 10% off. If you spend more than $125 after the discount, you'll also get free shipping. Go on, Anna.
I was just going to say that if you're new to this podcast, which there's going to be a lot of new people, now I'm kind of thinking with the fresh ears and the fresh eyes.
Yeah.
When you start to hear this stuff, it's going to not make sense and you're going to think we're crazy conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
But the best way around it is to get to know who your food producers are. And if you know who, like exactly like how now people, we kind of are like, yeah, if you know a farmer, buy from them. If you know a rancher, buy from them. We know that and we take that to be common sense. But now we have to take it further with the oils, with the other processed foods that we buy. We want to make sure we know who the food maker is. And I've seen them make this oil with my own eyes and it tastes amazing. So it's a win-win.
So there you have it, Villa Capelli. Now, Anna, you could take your tinfoil hat off and get back to normal.
I will never.
Yeah.
Never.
Area 54. What was it called? Area 4.
Area 50. Area 54.
Yeah. How about it?
By the way, I found out about the planes, you guys. According to the Wikipedia, aircraft are not weighed prior to each flight, but the basic empty weight must be known and checked periodically per regulation. Aircraft are weighed simply using scales under the carriages. The other method is to use jacks. So there you go.
Okay. They have this figured out, and now there's a problem with one of them where they're going to have to start checkerboarding seats because we've gotten too heavy. And folks, that's the only problem. we're breaking under the weight of our own weight. We are. We're breaking under the weight of our own weight. Don't let it happen. People talk about, oh, taxes, oh, this, and yeah, it's all problems. But you know what the biggest problem is? Insurance.
Health.
Think about health and insurance, and
Yeah.
hospitals are overwhelmed. Look what happened during the pandemic. One of the biggest things, I don't care what you believe about the pandemic, if you think you should wear a mask or not wear a mask, I can't give a good crap. I don't care if you think you should have been vaxxed or not vaxxed. I can't give a good crap. The one thing we do know is that the people who died had comorbidities, and one of those comorbidities may have been age, but the biggest one was people who are unhealthy due to morbid obesity. It's got it right in the title, morbid obesity. So there you have it. Go on, Anna.
Can I ask you a quick question from Twitter? Actually from Instagram that somebody asked me for you.
Sure.
I think you're gonna like this one. And this person sounds like I don't know, it's just a cool question.
All right.
Anna, I am currently following the NSNG lifestyle and absolutely love you and Vinnie. We love you too. My mom and I have been low carb since I was in middle school, and she lost 150 pounds. Okay. By the way, she doesn't even dwell on that, but that's like incredible. It blows my mind. Congratulations to your mom. But I just returned from basic training for the Air Force Reserves and want to lose the weight I gained there. They still enforce my plate. I don't know what my plate is. I'm sure we'll get to that. I want to take it one step beyond NSNG and go full on keto. However, I've heard that eating too much protein can take you out of ketosis. I love fish, chicken, beef, and pork, so this is worrisome to me. Any suggestions from you or Vinnie? Best wishes, Airman First Class, Jean-Marie Blackman Harlow.
Okay.
Could be Jean-Marie, but I like to say Jean-Marie.
Jean-Marie,
Mm-hmm.
I just had, you want to listen to the Saturday show that's coming up in about maybe this coming Saturday, or it might be next Saturday. I can't remember when it's coming up. It's a couple, Scott and Shelley Severs. You want to talk about Air Force? He's a captain in the Air Force. And he's about 55. He and Shelley met, they told me their meet cute story from when they were kids and the whole thing. They were young and they met, and lifelong Air Force guy. He's lost a ton of weight. He found us on Mike Rowe. They were driving somewhere and they turned on Mike Rowe and I was on.
Right.
They've both lost a ton of weight, doing exactly what you're doing. And you can hear their story. It's such a cute couple, such a great couple. And he even says, he goes, I used to just struggle to get under a certain amount of weight listening to what they told us to do in the Air Force.
I just looked up my plate. I remember what it is now with that color-coded plate. And it's like
and then
grains, fruits, vegetables,
on the outside, and that kind of
protein,
thing.
and then dairy. Yeah.
Yeah, dairy on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
My plate came around the same time as, remember before we had Facebook and everything, it was what was it called? The computer thing,
MySpace?
MySpace, yeah. They did My Plate around the time of MySpace because they were trying to capitalize on that and get young kids in. But folks, make sure you listen to that Saturday show with the Seaver.
Okay.
You will be thrilled with her, especially because she's in the Air Force.
So this is a really common question. I think people are afraid. People get food phobic because they feel like they are going to really mess things up.
Okay.
And why I really like her question, and I really love your answers, and why I love NSNG is because you're such a voice of reason. So I might be teeing it up a bit, but I would love to hear your answer for Jean-Marie.
I think she would be great going complete keto.
Yeah.
I look, I live.
Does she need to be afraid to eat too much protein?
No. Well, maybe, look, I tell people, don't go, people get confused with protein. They think of protein as being fish and meat. Make sure you get enough fat in there too. You want to have fat, you want to have fish, you want to have, fat, you want to have fat, you want to have protein. I always say go higher fat than protein, and you stay on the safe side there. We get way too much protein sometimes. So,
but I mean, the carnivore people are eating a lot of fat and protein and they seem to be doing okay.
Yeah, some of them are doing okay. Some of them aren't.
And well, that's true.
I mean, look what
That's
happened
true.
to our very own Megan Hawks.
Yeah.
She called me and said, Vin, I'm going to jump ship for just a minute here. For anyone who hadn't heard the story, I had her on the show. She's one of the admins over at the Vinnie Tortorich, No Sugars,
Foxy
No
Hoxie.
Foxy Hoxie.
And she is Foxy.
And, she gets free consults with me because, she does a job for us over there for free. And, she was like, I was talking to her and, the white Kim, Susie DeMeester. And,
No, she's just White Kim. She's not the White Kim. She's just White Kim.
yeah, she's white Kim.
Yeah.
And, what does zaddy mean? Because Kim says I'm second favorite.
I don't know what zaddy means. Should
Look
I?
up zaddy for me.
No, I'm going to text Matt and see what zaddy means.
Yeah, ZADDY.
Yeah.
I think Christopher Maloney is her number one zaddy. So I'm in good company.
Is that like an older daddy?
I think that's what it is. Like
Oh my God. Autocorrect keeps correcting zaddy to daddy. What does zaddy mean? Is it an older daddy? They're going to laugh at me so hard because I mispronounced Tanya Tucker. And I had to do a script for Matt. And I said, I was not feeling well. And I said, Tanya Tucker, I know better. And he lost his shit that I said Tanya Tucker.
I say Tanya Tucker too.
It's Tanya Tucker. And anybody from the South is an idiot if they don't say Tanya Tucker. So the fact that I just asked him what a zaddy is, he's going to have a field day with that.
Oh, great. Okay. So getting back to Megan Hawks, she
went low fat, right?
She says, yeah, I'm going to go lower fat just to see, she's lost over 100 some odd pounds. Right. And
yeah.
So she ended up putting on, I want to say
30 or 40.
No, she put on 30 and then decided, wait, this is not working. I'm eating too much protein.
Wait, did she put on 30 pounds eating more protein and less fat?
Yes.
Whoa.
And so she decided to reverse course and go back to what I told her to do to begin with. And she didn't lose 30 pounds. She lost 40.
There you go.
So there you have it, folks.
But here's the thing. Like, you're not saying that people have to count anything. You're just saying, look for fattier cuts of meat.
Yes.
Don't try to game the system.
Yes.
Don't overthink it.
Don't eat white meat chicken as much as you eat dark meat chicken, and eat all of the fatty and the skin.
Or like I did white meat chicken, but I put prosciutto and butter with it. So it gives me the fat.
Butter it up. Enjoy yourself.
Throw it to me.
What are you doing over there?
You guys want to see this on YouTube?
What do you got? What do you got, Anna? Oh, she's doing an unpacking. What do they call that?
Unboxing.
Yeah.
Who's jealous of this bitch?
Me.
All of y'all.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
All of y'all.
Oh wait, I own the company.
I got them.
Whatever I want.
Ultra fat,
folks. She's got her ultra fat.
I got 10 of vanilla almond, and I got 10 of coffee.
Yeah. Boom.
Coffee. I eat these, and then he knows not to touch these, and then he takes these to the golf course, and then I finish most of them, and then he gets mad at me because I would dipped into his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to answer the question, don't be afraid.
I think that's great.
High fat and what have you. Anna, let me
let me say something. Let me say something as I open my I'm gonna make out with it. I'm making out with your nuts.
Oh, yeah. Anna's there with my nuts.
This is why I like you being the voice of reason, is because don't count unless you absolutely have to. I mean, I'm not judging if you do count. I don't care. But you're trying to get people out of diet mentality and just eat real food.
Yeah.
And so you'll know if you're plateauing, examine it. If you don't freak out, it's okay. Sometimes your body's just plateauing because it's healing. Sometimes your body's plateauing because you made some choices that aren't the right choices for your body. Maybe sometimes you got to cut out dairy. Maybe sometimes you don't. It's a constant experiment until you figure out what works for you. And there's a lot of people in the Facebook groups who have come out the other side and have figured, but it's not like been one thing that you solve overnight. The fact that this woman watched her mom lose 150 pounds is incredible. And I love that she's put it together that the My Plate was not working at basic training, and she's got to come back and she wants to go full on keto. But why not? You're young. Do it.
Look, I mean, it's the way you do it. By the way, for anyone who's new to all of this, and I'm going to do a little housekeeping here. All right. So what we're going to do,
I'm going to wear these earrings. I'm just going to walk around town.
You know what?
With ultra fat earrings.
You look like Hasidic Jew with, yeah.
Why? What?
That's what you look like. Hey, go ahead. Hang it.
Make a curly nut butter, and then I'll look like a Hasidic Jew.
So, all right, here's the deal. Since we're doing a show on Wednesday, we're going to do the 101 then, and we're going to do a special little Thanksgiving day before on Wednesday. This is going to be perfect.
Great.
So for all the new people, Wednesday show, they'll get to hear you and me together. We'll do a little Thanksgiving thing, and that's where I'll play the Arlo Guthrie song at the end of that. So we'll have that queued up. So we're just going to leave this show as it rides right here, like this.
Okay. Can I say one thing? Today
Sure.
is Monday, the 21st. Tomorrow, the 22nd. We are shipping. We have 100 twin packs of the spicy, the arrabbiata red marinara. It is the marinara sauce with Calabrian peppers, and it is spicy and it is wonderful. So if you like spicy red sauce, reserve. Get it now, because once they're sold out, they might even be gone by the time I.
Is Uncle Vinny getting any?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uncle Vinny's getting some.
Yeah, because I know you like the spicy.
Yeah, I like the spicy.
Yeah.
See, Serena doesn't like the spicy. I love the spicy. I said I would talk a little bit about how I cure my my seasickness. So I will finish the show by letting you guys know this. I'll tell you how quickly I get sick. I have an inner ear problem. I've had it my entire life. My mom has it. During football games, if I made a couple of tackles and got twisted around and, twisted and turned a few times, I would start getting nauseous and sometimes just throw up on the field. I wouldn't miss a play. I would just quickly throw up, and I would have to get my shit together and keep going. I get sick on boats. I get sick on airplanes. I cannot do a smooth flight. Will get me sick.
You couldn't read in the car or read on the bus.
I can't even.
The bus.
I can't watch. I can't watch someone read in a car. I'm not kidding. I'm not being funny.
Yeah.
Just the thought of it makes me sick.
Yeah.
You
probably wouldn't do well as a pregnant woman.
No, I've never been pregnant as a woman.
I'm just saying, if you did, you probably wouldn't be for you.
Right. No, I am not. I'm just not good with it.
Yeah.
Elevators. I've gotten on elevators like in cities like Chicago and New York with these high rises and the whole thing. If I get on like the 20-something floor and I'm going down to the bottom and other people start getting on and I know they're going to be stopping along the way, I get off the elevator and just walk down the stairs because I will be sick by the time we get to the bottom.
Is that a motion thing, or is it like a psychological, because the elevator's lurching?
I'm sure that at some point it turned into psychological.
Yeah, I get it.
Right. So it's really bad. I tried everything.
I didn't know this about you. Look at us still learning things about each other.
Let me tell you something. I've had everything. I've had the little things that you put on your wrist and it presses against the thing.
Pressure points.
I had the ones that shock you when, they shock you the whole time. I've had the battery this. I've had the battery that. I've had every drug you can imagine.
Right.
The only drug that works is scopolamine. So the patch that you put behind your ear. Here's the problem with that. If you have too much of it going in all the time, you'll start getting tunnel vision. You'll get dry mouth. It just gets.
Jesus.
It's a strong drug. It works, but you end up with other problems. Literally, I was on a cruise boat. I couldn't see anymore because I was on this stuff all the time.
Oh, you were stuck on a cruise boat?
I was in Tasmania. And I got off the cruise boat in Tasmania. Yes.
Did nobody tell you that a cruise boat will lurch? Because it seems like you would know that you're seasick because you grew up on the water.
I was told modern day baffles and these giant ships. And this
they totally lurch.
A Greek ship. This is the smoothest ship in the world.
That's such a lie. That's such a lie.
I got off. When I got off in Tasmania, they said, "Sir, you're taking your luggage? This is just a day stop." I said, "No, I said, where are we?" They said, "Tasmania." I said, "I just moved to Tasmania." No airport here. I'm living here for the rest of my life. So yeah.
Wow, I did not know that about you.
So here's the deal. I went to the purser one night and handed him $1,000 cash and said, "If you can airlift me off of this boat when I get back to New Orleans, I'll give you another $5,000 cash. And they said, you're that sick? I said, I've been telling you guys for 3 days I'm sick. I'm throwing up. I don't even have anything to throw up. I can't even eat anymore.
Oh, that's terrible. Vinny.
They came,
That's
they got a
awful.
doctor come to my room and give me a suppository that knocked me out for like the next 24 hours until we got to Tasmania. I was like the Pope. I got off that boat and kissed the ground. I kissed the ground.
Yeah.
So
that's not the Pope. That's like Magellan when Columbus when he finally hits land.
I put a staff and went, I know.
I claim Tasmania.
Vinny. Yeah.
Tortorich, Tasmania.
Yeah.
That's
So
what it's called now.
and then it just continued on. And I had a bad trip around 2002. I was on a very simple trip up and down the East Coast. And I just threw up. I filled more bags on planes than you could ever imagine. I used to tell
throw up
people
on planes too.
all the time on smooth.
What do you do
flights.
between you and Serena with her? Because she doesn't like to fly, and then you're throwing up.
She's never known this because I fixed the problem. I'm telling you, I fixed the problem.
Okay.
So
get to that part because I want to hear that.
I used to tell people when I got on planes, I would say to them, listen, I'm sorry. I get very sick on planes. I always make sure I had a couple of puke bags for me right there. I would apologize to them up front.
Oh my God.
And when I would sweat through my clothes while I'm throwing up, sweaters, like flop sweaters just falling off of me like I'm in the sauna. It's horrible. So
it's awful.
I would apologize to people when I sat on a plane. Why do you think I like driving everywhere when I can? So there was a drug back then called Scopase, made by the scopolamine people. Yes, I've gotten sick on Dramamine. I've gotten sick on all of the over-the-counter ones. I've gotten sick on. Scopase works like a charm. It's scopolamine, but it's in a digestible. You swallow it. It's only like 4 milligrams. They quit making Scopase after several years. So I get a doctor to get me a script for 100 at a time. And I go to a compound pharmacy and they make them. You just go to a compound pharmacy and they make them for you.
Okay.
4
That's
milligrams.
good to know.
If I'm on the plane for
Wow.
if I know it's going to be like an overseas flight, I'm going to be on the plane at the 6-hour mark because it stops working at 7 hours. At the 6-hour mark, I take another one. And
holy moly, Vin!
Like
I had no idea.
Yeah. It's horrible. I'm extremely.
But you don't get sick on a kayak. You like the kayak, right?
Oh no, I do. Whenever I would be out in the swells,
yeah, I
would have to keep going over the swells to get to the next one. Just keep. If I just sat in the Pacific Ocean and
while it buoys you up and down
like this, if I did that for longer than 2 or 3, like so when I had my olive oil, I had to stop the boat, get the olive oil in me, get back in the boat, and go.
Wow. Like the more you know.
Yeah.
I learned something about you today.
Scopase, you could get your doctor if you have what I have. Other people who have it know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have
no, my best friend was like that, and it was terrible because I'm fine on boats. I grew up on boats, and then we went to Greece for 10 days, and she was just, I felt so, it was horrible. She was kissing the ground every place we stopped. She was like, "Give me the fuck out of here." She couldn't go home fast enough.
When I used to scuba dive, I would never go with a group. I would pay extra just to get a boat chartered for myself.
Yeah.
And my friends. And when the boat stopped, I would jump in the water and I would do my dive. And then I would come up. One time I was with a group and the seas were rocking and another group was down there. I told the captain, I said, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to go down about 20 feet and hang on to the anchor. And I was down there throwing up through my
in the water, in the thing.
Yeah. Puke through a regulator. That's right. The part that exhausts.
That's how Janis Joplin died.
Yeah, but I'm a little more talented than her. I wasn't drunk. I was just throwing up through a regulator.
I mean, as one does.
Yeah, you know how you do.
20 feet under the water.
I could tell you stories
That's
about
bonkers, Vinny.
Yeah. Yep. I'm the worst. And Marie has it too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we know we have a limited set of activities. So you're not invited to my booze cruise for my 50th.
No, I can't make that.
You know what? But I always joke that I'm the person when people go to Disneyland or whatever the thing is with the rides, I'll hold your wallet and your purse and make sure, because you can't hold your wallet in your pocket, it'll fall out, your money will fall out. So I'll hold everybody's purse and wallet. Y'all go do the ride. And they're always like, are you sure? I'm like, trust me. I would rather be on the bench, relaxing, keeping everyone's money safe.
Yeah.
I'm good. So I do get really sick on rides like that. So I get it, but yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Airline.
A little update on a zaddy means a hot daddy. A zaddy means a hot daddy. So you
why does it
are
say
a hot daddy?
So
I don't know. Why not?
all right, Kim. By the way, I'm behind Christopher.
White Kim.
White? No, not White Kim. Black Kim.
Oh, Black Kim called you zaddy.
She wrote to me and said, you're my second favorite zaddy. And I said, wait a minute. Who's number one? And she said, Christopher Maloney.
That's
as if I should have known that.
Hey, dummy. It's Christopher Maloney.
Of course, it's like, really?
Don't be so dense.
So I'm ahead of, I don't know, young Stallone and maybe, I don't know. Who else is out there?
Of the zaddies?
Yeah, let's see. Jason Statham. I'm ahead of Jason Statham.
Is he old enough to be a zaddy? Oh, wait. I still feel like it's an older guy. It's not an older guy. It's just a hot guy, a hot daddy.
Kim, let me know on Twitter or write to me and let me know.
Be more specific with your zaddy. I want to know etymology of the word zaddy. I want to know, because I've been hearing it too. And I'm always like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I need to go look it up.
We have to call it.
Yeah. So folks, we will do
Wednesday show. Oh,
we will do a Thanksgiving show for all of the new people on Wednesday.
You know, we should do a Thanksgiving show and talk about where people can go find resources so they can learn more about NSNG. If you are just listening for the first time from PragerU, go to VinnieTortorich.com and get the ebook, the NSNG ebook. It's like the primer on everything. Just get that. Just go. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Yeah. Go straight to the website and get that ebook.
NSNG ebook. That's where nickel and dime, you guys. It's $10. Go get it.
Best $10 you'll ever see. Yeah. Although the ultra fat's a close second. I love these things.
That's stuff right there. Yeah. All right, Anna. Folks, you can check out Anna Vocino. She has some good stuff over at Eat Happy Kitchen.
I got the recipes. I got the sauces. I got the spices.
Yeah.
Life is good.
You want to go check out Eat Happy Kitchen, eathappykitchen.com. If you're new to this podcast, you want to check out the books, Eat Happy and Eat Happy 2. 2 is spelled T-O-O. See? Eat Happy.
Eat Happy as well. Didn't have the same ring.
Yeah.
But I will say this. And if you're scared to do NSNG, start making some food. Get in the kitchen. You'll learn how to cook. I'm here to help you with that. And if the food doesn't taste good, you're not doing it right, because we eat really well and we eat really tasty food. Am I right?
Am I right? You're right.
Am I right? Am I right?
You know what to do. We all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com. Click through the banner, bookmark it, use it every time. Also, rate and review over on iTunes. I should tell people that every week. I don't go rate and review us. That's how other people find this show. If you've been helped by this show, that's free. Just go give us a 5-star and hey, these guys helped me out. Blah 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 blah. If we didn't help you out, do that too. I'm going to turn this off because Anna reminded me of a song during the show.
Yep.
And we're going to play that song, but we can't do it on YouTube, even though I'm taking the song from where? YouTube. You figure it out.